Hello everybody, thank you for watching. My name is David. I'm a life coach. I help people heal from trauma. This is part 3, my question and answer video I do every single Monday. Go down below, ask me questions, I'll answer them. Next Monday I'm answering questions from last Monday. Let's get started. First question for part 3 is from Love in North Cyprus. Hello. David, could you give me your opinion on whether NPD disorder people should be punished with prison sentences? I, for one, think they should. Nothing can bring back the years I lost, 25 years. Also, David, please, could you consider doing your crazy narcissist ex-girlfriend videos again? I hope your move is going smoothly. Stay safe. Thank you very much. The only thing I can think of, you want me to do my old videos because you want to hear the music, or you want me to sit there and swear and stuff all the time? I've changed a little bit of my videos and how I do them for reasons, mostly for YouTube. So I don't know what that means exactly. Feel free to elaborate, be specific on what you would like to see me do again from days of old. But thanks for asking. Your first question, should narcissists be punished with prison sentences? If they break the law, yes. I'm not confident on forming new laws against emotional abuse because you can't see it, you can't hear it, you can't smell it. It's hard to describe, okay? And it's just going to be a witch hunt. It's just a witch hunt. Pointing fingers, blaming everybody. Oh, yeah, you're this or that. If they break the law, they should be punished. But cheating and lying, I don't think deserves prison sentences. I'm sorry. And I've been cheated on and lied to like no other for years, and it's ruined my life many times. But I still just don't believe this should be in prison. People, anyone, should be in prison, and we don't just pick on people with disorders. Nobody, I don't think, should be imprisoned for cheating or lying, if that's what you're asking me. But for breaking laws, yes. Hitting, right? But let's just, it's not so much criminal, but it's civil. You can sue them. You can, a lot of this stuff will annul marriages, or, marriages, and help you with the divorce process. It'll help you get more money from them. Okay? You can always sue somebody. You can sue somebody for stuff like that. Mental anguish. Okay? I think that states here in America, we have some states here that are called no-fault states. And that means when you're going through divorce with your spouse, it doesn't matter what they did. And I don't like that. I don't care for no-fault states. I think we need to abolish that for that reason, for emotional abuse in marriages. Absolutely there should be attention brought to that. Instead of, nope, not allowed to talk about it. Because that's psychological. It's nasty. It's disgusting. And I know this, guys. I know. Believe me, I care. I just am not sure about slapping prison sentences on people for cheating and lying. I know it's damaging, but it's too easy for innocent to go to jail too. It's a witch hunt, like I said, and that's just a harsh sentence, prison sentences for that stuff. There are ways we can protect ourselves from it. Our parents didn't teach us, and that's what's very unfortunate about victims of this stuff, is the parents neglected them and didn't teach them how to deal with dangerous situations and stuff. And that's what we need, is education, not prison sentences for the abuser. I think we need more education for the victims. But I'm not confident either way. I'm not confident. But love to hear all of your guys' opinions. And I respect your opinion too. I get it. I understand. When you've been through it, it's just awful. It's torment. It's torture. It's psychological. It affects you psychologically. It can for the rest of your life. I get it. But I'd love to hear what other people think. That's just my opinion. Thanks for asking. TT here from Austin, Texas. Hello. Thank you for answering my question on August 17th. I see that you had some questions on my question. And it says, you picked on me. I used the phrase greater narcissist with the intent to describe my mother as the most dangerous narcissist. And I get that. This person asked me about the term greater narcissist, and I've heard other people use that term, and I just don't think there's anything great about a narcissist. But I understand the terminology. It's the spectrum, and these are the worst up here, the greater. But that's not like how H.T. Tudor talks about it. He says he's a greater because he thinks they're great. He thinks he's the best one, the best narcissist. He's not saying I'm the sickest. He's saying I'm the best. I'm the best narcissist. I'm the best manipulator. Anyways, but that's not what you're referring to. You're referring to the spectrum, as in these the worst narcissists. So your mom, she is quite self-aware. She can't be quite self-aware if she has a personality disorder. I'm sorry. And carefully, patiently plots against others and knows how and when to make them suffer most painfully. I get that. She's aware she's trying to hurt people. She's not aware of how much. She is very well composed, charming, has excellent communication skills, sociable, seductive, but a devil inside. She doesn't have enough communication skills to give herself what she needs. I promise you that. But a devil inside that outsiders cannot see until they get hit bad by her narcissism. Am I not right using the correct adjective for this kind of narcissism? It's called overt. That's called overt. Overtly narcissistic compared to covertly, quietly. Out in the open, she doesn't care, right? She abuses people right in front, looks right down to them, talks down to them in public, stuff like this. That's overt. And you said, I found this phrase, greater narcissist, in various videos and articles. Example of one such link is below. The greater is a dangerous individual because not only does he regard what he does as entirely necessary, he is driven only by the need for fuel, but by the malice that is wrapped around his core. So there's three different types of narcissists, and you're explaining what's called the toxic narcissist. Okay? Toxic narcissist. That's what you're describing. It's also called the overt narcissist. But out of the three, this is the very toxic with lots of overlap with antisocial personality disorder. So a lot of you guys will say, my narcissist is just so bad. I wonder if they're a sociopath. And then you go down the requirements for sociopath, like they must have, well, I don't want to get into it. But a lot of you guys think that they might have antisocial personality disorder, but then you keep looking down the requirements, and you're like, no, they don't. They weren't just a horrible kid growing up or something, you know? So that would be the toxic narcissist, overlapped with sociopath tendencies, antisocial tendencies. Hope that makes sense. My doctor, who diagnosed my daughter with PTSD, is a psychiatrist. She started getting counseling from a counselor. Yes, you are right. I need to heal myself, and this is where I am struggling because this narcissist, after long 6 years, has attacked me, and I'm trying to get out of her clutches forever. God, you're still in her clutches. Why? I'm so sorry. Get someone to help you with this so you can get out of it, okay? You can't do it by yourself. Get help, please. But thanks for asking me. Thanks for stating this. I hope I made sense with what I'm saying about the greater and all that. It's you're describing an overtly abusive person, and which is the toxic narcissist. Hope that makes sense. Please keep asking me questions. Thank you. All right, next one. Need a girl. Don't know where you're from. Tell us your locations, please. Thank you, David, for answering my question. My ex-best friend abandoned me before I can abandon her. Is that what you mean? Makes sense. Yeah, this person was asking me, I can't remember exactly what you asked me, but I was trying to help you understand why borderlines abandon people. And yeah, they want to do it before you do it. But the problem is, I mean, that's a problem too, right? But an underlying problem is that they're perceiving this fear they're perceiving this abandonment when you're not going to even abandon them. They just find different reasons. Every little thing you do means you're going to abandon me. Your success means you'll abandon me. Oh, now everyone's going to like you. Now you won't like me anymore. You won't need me anymore. You're going to abandon me. You're going to leave me. You're literally a raise at work means you're going to abandon me now. Now you don't need me. Now you're getting money. You're going to abandon me. You don't need me. I mean, just, and you're like, no, actually, I'm happy that I'm making more money for both of us since I take care of you. Hope that makes sense. You said, yes, it does. Good. We had our fallout right after I came back from my trip from North Carolina. I visited my parents, my sister, and my nephews and niece. I have posted pics of me and my family on that trip, and I guess for her to see that, I have close relationships with the people she might have felt rejected. There you go. Sure. It probably brought on shame, and she projected it onto me when she raged. She doesn't have close interpersonal relationships with others, maybe because she rages. So I guess she can't understand what it means to have a healthy interpersonal relationship with anyone. No, she can't. She doesn't even have one with herself. And like I said earlier, or the last part, narcissists or borderlines it's a product of trauma. And trauma equals shame. So they believe they're a horrible person. And the more you get to know them, the closer you are to them, the more they become enmeshed with you and stuff like this, the more they believe you're going to leave them. Okay? Hope that makes sense. And then they will abandon you before you abandon them. So where are we? This is a really extremely long question. I'm going to try to downsize this. Hi, David. I'm just getting, and I don't know if you told us your locations. Please tell us your locations. This is from SPM. Hey, David. I'm just getting out of a relationship with a girl with BPD. We had a relationship last year, also in which she was in recovery for substance abuse, cocaine and alcohol. She was over 2 months sober when we met. And let me just tell you right now, if you're not an alcoholic and you don't want to date an alcoholic and you don't do cocaine, don't date someone who's only been off it for 2 months. It's not a judgment. It's just 2 months off of cocaine and alcohol ain't nothing. And anybody who's done it, good for you. But that's still hanging by a string. Anybody who knows drug addicts, especially cocaine, 2 months, nothing. You want to date a drug addict and alcoholic, that's one thing. Sure. But I would go 2 years, at least, instead of 2 months, okay? I just want to get that in there. She ended up becoming distant, flippant with communication, losing her sponsor, and ultimately went back with her ex who enabled her drug usage. We had months, no contact. He blocked her. And you discovered she was back with her ex. Messaged me apparently going through this. Then she messaged you back again. However, this time she bailed on me to focus on her healing as she felt DBT was taking a back seat. You always encouraged her. She has self-harmed in the past and she is now drinking again in moderation, but from everything I've researched, I don't know why. Don't know way more I could do to keep the relationship together and build the life with her plans. So did I do anything wrong, or did I just fall under her spell? And in my research into BPD to try and better understand her, to be a better partner, I have yet to find success rates. There's no success. No success with borderlines. I'm sorry, there just isn't. And I don't care if you stay together a long time, that doesn't mean you're successful. Tons of people have been together for 40, 50 years and hate each other. We need our emotional needs met. All of our emotional needs met. That's success, okay? And borderlines don't know how to meet their own needs, and they're definitely not going to try and do that for you, okay? So there is no success. Bold statement, huh? I don't care. Borderlines don't know how to relate to people except by emotion. Once you share the same emotion, they identify with that. And once you don't, they don't know who you are. Light switch. You guys know what I'm talking about. Light switch, borderline. I love you. Who are you? I don't care. And just like that. And that's why they get accused of being bipolar, which is not bipolar. But So with her DBT therapy, and if she successfully completes it, what are her chances of being able to be an equal contributor to relationship? And that's also based on the person. Just because you finish DBT therapy doesn't mean that you're going to have successful relationships. It's just, these questions are just too difficult for me to be accurate in my answers. You just can't. The odds increase, I guess. Yeah. If a borderline finishes DBT therapy, has better chances. They have better chances of having a successful relationship. But people with personality disorders they just can't have successful relationships. They can't. And time doesn't measure success. Hope that makes sense. I'm sorry you're in the position you're in that you're asking me. Oh, and you're Steve from Atlantic Canada. You have much more. But I think I answered it. There's so much more I just don't have time to read. I'm sorry. Please ask me more questions, more specific questions if you want about this. But it's too hard for me to answer specific questions like this about specific people I don't even know, you know. But typically, borderlines, people that still have borderline personality disorder, they can't have successful relationships with people. It's just not going to happen. And anybody wants to argue with me and tell me, oh, I'm borderline, I have a great loving relationship with my husband or whatever, great, okay, good for you. I don't believe it. That's just my opinion. I don't think people with active personality disorders have good relationships, especially marriages, stuff like that. You know, friends is one thing. Boyfriends and girlfriends is another. But husband and wife, I don't know. You're not going to have your needs met. Next question is from Gemini Girl from Kansas. Hello. I've been a subscriber for a long time. I enjoy your videos. They help me develop strength enough to block my ex-BPD partner. Thank you. I agree with you. These videos are helping people preventing their own suicides. The effects of abuse is immense. And I'm a single mom. I was in a relationship with someone I presume has BPD, as they have all the traits. So you're a single mom, you're in a relationship with someone you presume has BPD. You were in a relationship, and they have all the traits. They started love bombing, you didn't know what was happening at the time, then they devalued you, multiple discards, roller coaster, triangulation, was like a hobby, nearly destroyed you. You finally blocked and discarded them out of your life. As a single mom, I don't get out much and don't get to meet people often. I am avoiding dating sites. Sometimes the loneliness gets to me and I'm starting missing my ex. I know better than to reconnect, but I don't know how to stop the urge. Please, any advice I appreciate. Get help. Anything you can't do by yourself, ask someone to help you, okay? Professional help. What I'm just noticing right here, you don't have support and people there for you. And if you had tons of friendships and great family and all that, one failed relationship isn't a big deal to us, okay? But if that's all you have, that one person, it's huge, huge. Then add trauma, huge. So hire help to help you. You need to find yourself in here, okay? Being lonely, bored, worried, and anxious, and depressed, these things are signs that we don't have a good, stable sense of ourselves, of who we are. And if you're in a relationship with people like that, you can't have yourself, okay? You compromised who you were a long time ago. It's time to find yourself because you're in great company, okay? Aren't you a great person? You may not feel that way right now. We need to raise our self-worth, but have somebody help you with yourself. That's my best advice. And as far as not going back to them, we need support, okay? We need to be very clear in what we're doing cognitively, okay? Maybe write things out. Big list of every horrible thing he's done, exactly what you're going back to, and maybe have a plan with some goals on what you want to do instead of that, okay? But hire somebody and you need support, okay? Thank you. And I'm never going to be able to finish in part 3. This is crazy. So you know what? I'm not going to try. I'm just going to, I'll answer this one and then the last few questions in part 4. Consequent link 1. Please tell us your locations, everyone. Please tell us your locations. Is mixed personality the same as borderline? No. Also, does borderline's lack of self not make them vulnerable to... Also, does a borderline's lack of self not make them vulnerable to suggestibility? They are massively open to suggestibility. Borderlines, and especially histrionics, which are almost the same thing. Histrionic, they'll almost believe anything you tell them. Borderlines are really bad too. Really magical thinking. You know, you can go up to a borderline and tell them you just saw Jesus, that you just rode in a UFO, that you know, ghosts just came and saw anything. Oh wow, really? Huh? Massively. So it doesn't not make them, it makes them more vulnerable to suggestibility. Okay, mixed personality used to be called multiple personality, right? But now it's called mixed personality, and these are all problems with dissociation. Okay, these are all dissociative disorders that become their personality. That makes sense. That's what mixed personality is. Okay, thank you for asking. That is it for this video, and I think we're on part 4 next. I had to. I went 2 weeks, and it's been a long time. I'll see you guys on part 4. Love yourself first. Thank you. Bye-bye.